Hey, what's up, NFL nerds? We're back with another NFL video. Before I get started, make sure you're a member of the Nerd Squad and subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I post frequent off-season updates on there. Goal is to be at 100 subscribers by the time the NFL draft starts. So make sure you become a member of the Nerd Squad. Hey, what's up, Nerd Squad? We're back with another NFL video. Now, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Been doing a lot of mock drafts lately, but we're actually going to be doing a way too early Super Bowl predictions for the 2020 the 2021 season. So, to get started, I kind of put in the teams who I think will make the playoffs as well as their appropriate seedings. Now don't really pay attention to the numbers outside of the bracket. I wasn't really able to find a good bracket that put it together nicely like this, so we're just kind of working with what we've got. On the AFC side, I have the number one seed as the Baltimore Ravens. Really, I couldn't really decide whether I should put them or the Chiefs. I haven't really looked at any teams' schedules yet, so strength of schedule could play a big factor in this as well. But this is just based on who I think the better teams are, and I don't know, just a way early prediction. So let's get right into it. We have the Ravens with the number one seed, Chiefs with the number two, Bills with the number three, Titans with the number 4, Steelers with the number 5, Broncos with number 6, and Browns with number 7. Now, I debated putting the Patriots in here, and I debated putting in the Texans. Even the Raiders I debated on. I decided with the offseason additions, I decided these 3 wild card teams will be the appropriate teams to pick, and I think this is how AFC will play out. NFC, I have the 49ers with number 1, Packers with number 2, Saints with number 3, Eagles with number 4. Now, I know that was exactly how it was last year, but I don't really think that's going to change. I have the Bucks with number 5, Seahawks with number 6, and the Vikings with number 7. So, let's jump right into it. Starting with the AFC number 4 and 5 seed, Titans against the Steelers. Now, looking at this, I'm trying to remember, who would have the home field advantage here. I don't really remember how that is decided here, so we're not going to take into consideration home field advantage or anything like that, just strictly who I think would win the game if it was in a neutral location. So, number 4 here, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Titans. I think this will be a really low-scoring game. I think it'll be a really defensive game. I just don't really see either team putting up a whole lot of points on each other. I think the Titans are going to run it out with Derrick Henry a lot. Steelers, if Ben Roethlisberger's healthy, they might be able to put a few more points on the board, but that Titans secondary is very solid as well. I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Titans will pull out in front. Between the Bills and the Broncos, I'm gonna go ahead and say Bills. They've had one of the best free agencies I've seen in a while. They added Stephon Diggs. They added Mario Addison, who is an underrated pass rusher for the Panthers. If I'm thinking correctly, I believe they added Saints linebacker AJ Klein. I believe that's where he went Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's where he went. Um, yeah, they definitely got some good additions there. They already had a stout defense. Josh Allen's getting better each year. Um, I think Bills are gonna pull out in front here. Now, this next one, this one's pretty easy. I think it'll be the Chiefs. That's not really a real difficult one for me. I put the Browns in here because they did add Austin Hooper. Um, they have a lot of offensive weapons. You know, maybe Odell will have a better season unless he gets traded. They have Jarvis Landry. Austin Hooper's a really underrated tight end. Nick Chubb, I still think he's a top 3 or 4 running back. So, yeah, they have a lot of weapons, but I think Chiefs are going to end up pulling in front there. So, before we move on to the next round, let's go ahead and jump over to NFC. Between the Eagles and the Bucks. Now, I think the Bucks are actually going to win this based on Tom Brady's playoff experience. Bruce Arians, I think, will be able to coach him through that because he had actually coached them when he was coaching over the Cardinals. Got them to the playoffs in 2015, I believe it was. I think he's more than capable of leading them there. Their defense, I think, is getting a lot better. I just see them getting the win over the Eagles. Next, we have the Saints and Seahawks. Now, this one's kind of hard. With Drew Brees probably only playing for another year or maybe 2. I don't see him quite being able to lead them to a Super Bowl, but he'll still definitely lead them to the playoffs. The Seahawks defense, I don't think is really quite as good as people make it out to be. I think this will be a pretty offensive game, but I think actually, ultimately, the Saints defense is what's going to win this game for them. So, I'm going to put the Saints here. Number 2 and 7, we have the Packers and Vikings. Vikings, they haven't really made a whole lot of moves. They also haven't really been able to make moves because of their lack of cap space. I just don't think they're really in a good enough spot. I really like Matt LaFleur's coaching for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is still playing at a high level. You know, Aaron Jones is arguably a top 5 or at least top 10 running back, in my opinion. I think the Packers are going to go ahead and take this one. I don't think that one's a real hard decision for me, but it'll be a fun game, I think. Next we're going back to the AFC. We have the Ravens against the Titans. This one will depend on coaching, I think. Coaching and clock management. The Titans beat the Ravens this last year. Well, let me rephrase that. Derrick Henry beat the Ravens this last year. Well, okay. I'll credit the Titans defense too. Their defense played incredibly well. So I'll credit that as well. But Derrick Henry really led them to that win. I think the Ravens are in a good spot. They have really good coaching. Lamar is obviously, one of the best in the game right now. I think the Ravens are gonna go ahead and take this one. It'll be a fun game. I think it'll be a close game. but I think the Ravens are actually going to take it this year. Next is the Bills and Chiefs. Now this game's going to be fun. The Bills have gotten a lot better, but the Chiefs have been really good for, quite some time here. I think the Chiefs are going to pull ahead. They've shown that they can play dominantly even against good defenses like that. I think their defense themselves have gotten immensely better. I think the Chiefs are definitely going to take this one. Next, we have the 49ers and Buccaneers. This has got to be the 49ers. Their defense is too dominant. They have really good coaching. They obviously kept Robert Saleh, their defensive coordinator. As long as they keep their identity of running the ball well and playing really good defense, I don't think many teams are going to really be able to beat them with that. So I'm going to put 49ers here. Next, we have the Saints and Packers. Now this one, I think the Packers are actually going to take it. Like I said, Drew Brees is getting a little bit older. I don't think he's going to be playing quite at an MVP level. I think in getting Emmanuel Sanders, it was a little bit of an overrated move. I think he's kind of, I wouldn't say washed up yet, but definitely not what he used to be. I think the Packers are going to take this one. They're a lot younger on offense and defense right now, and I just think Packers are in a better spot than the Saints are right now, and I think they'll take it. This is an incredible Final Four. I would be okay with any of these matchups right now. I think the Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs this year. I think their coaching will be a lot better. Lamar, I think, will become an even more accurate passer. There's rumors. Now, I'm going to keep it at rumors because we don't know anything yet. But there's rumors that they might look towards maybe signing Antonio Brown once he gets reinstated. Antonio Brown has said he'd like to play for the Ravens. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But this will be a damn good game. I'm looking for a really, I don't want to say really high scoring game, but each team scoring, early 30s or late 20s. I think it'll be a really fun game, but the Ravens, I think, will pull ahead. And this one isn't as difficult for me to decide. I'm going to say the 49ers. This is because of I think the Packers have that mentality now that the 49ers are just better than them now. They got blown out both times they played them this last year, including in the playoffs. I just don't think the Packers are quite ready to take on the 49ers. So I think the 49ers will take that. And your winner for the Super Bowl, the way early predictions, will be the Baltimore Ravens. This will be a very fun game. I think it'll be a pretty quick game due to how much of a rushing attack both these teams have. Neither team are real pass heavy. They both have really good defenses. This will be a fun game, but I think it'll be a quick game due to the Obviously due to the rushing attack. I think the Ravens are going to go ahead and pull this off. But anyways, guys, let me know what you thought about this prediction. Obviously, this is just way too early. We haven't seen the draft yet. We haven't seen what these teams are looking like yet. Haven't seen schedules. We don't know if this is the actual seeding. This is just kind of a fun, early prediction. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and I will see you next time. Later.